Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Pathways to Excellence. I have here with me today Miss Heng Wai Wong, who is headed to.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Miss Heng Wai Wong, who is headed to Yale University to join the class of 2028. Congratulations on your incredible achievements. Wow, you're really hashtag representing today.
Yeah.
Hashtag Lux
Yeah.
at Veritas, Light and Truth thingamabob right there. So, how do you feel actually?
I feel amazing actually.
Mhm.
But to be clear, I actually got admitted last year and I decided to took a gap year.
Mhm.
I had my reasons, but I would say purely to allow myself to play more and compete more in professional tournaments as
Wow.
I am squash athlete since I was 8.
Oh my gosh.
I've been
Wow.
playing squash for 12 years.
Yes, indeed. And ladies and gentlemen, we have here with us not your typical Yale admit, but in fact, you have right here Malaysia's second admit to Yale's squash team.
Second, if not mistaken, is second in women, but not
Second. Right. Yeah, because like that was Kawa Chong before, right? I think.
Kawa Chong and
Yeah.
then Celine Yap. Then now Xiao Yixian is one of my seniors that
I
helped
see.
me a lot. He is graduating in like 2 weeks' time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Hashtag amazing. And yeah, so continuing on with the legacy of Ivy League
Sure.
educated athletes, essentially in squash right here. Maybe let's dial back a little bit right there. So you mentioned that you've been playing squash for, I guess, like 12 years, if I'm not wrong. So maybe can you tell us a little bit about like where you came from and well how you eventually went on this journey towards squash as well?
Where?
Mhm.
It's at Kedah All Star, where the place I was born and raised. I first played squash at the age of 8. I wouldn't imagine that at the age of 20 I would get accepted to Yale,
Mhm.
And it's actually by occasion the Kedah Squash Association sent out letters to all the Standard 1 students in all the primary school in All Star.
Mhm.
And I was quite an active kid back then. So when my teacher announced about the announcement and the letter from the association, I went back home and told my mom, can I go have a try of squash?
Oh wow.
So that was all started.
Okay, interesting. Wow.
I was first exposed to this college squash when I participated in the US Junior Open in 2019, the year right before COVID. That tournament was held in Harvard.
Wow. Oh my god. And now you're going to Yale. It's like basically representing Bulldogs. It's like basically I cannot stand that Harvard University right there. I decided to go and get admitted to their rival so that I can fight against them again.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I participated in that tournament.
Mhm.
I didn't expect to win that tournament actually.
Oh my god.
Because the drawing for I think for all the tournaments or any other sport, we have this thing called seedings, and I was 9 to 16 the seedings. And I wasn't top 8 or top 4,
Wow.
those decent seedings.
Mhm.
And actually, I didn't expect to be exposed to this college squash until when I got into top 8 and the quarterfinals list.
Mhm.
Then and Harvard coach was the first to approach me to tell me about college squash thing. Like, are you interested in playing college squash? Yeah.
Okay, interesting. What is the training for squash like actually? Because I can imagine that it must be like super intense along the way as well.
Yeah, totally. And like for me, for my state, Kedah, us have to commit 4 days a week at least.
4 days a week. Wow.
At least.
Okay.
Yeah. So but for my case, I train every day. I just love
Classic
squash
intensity.
so much. Like it's not forced by anyone. I mean, it wasn't forced by anyone. I just told my mom like, can you send me the court? Can you send me the court, please? I want to play squash, please. I was kind of those kid that wanna go out and don't stay at home. So like yeah, squash court, please.
Wow.
Can I play this tournament, please?
I mean, like most normal children. Whoa. Most typical children would be all like, "Ma, I want to go Frozen musical."
I wasn't so girly like back then.
I see. Okay, makes sense. Wow.
I love sports. I mean, I love trying new things. Can you tell I was? I actually I actually took part in, singing and dancing competition in my primary school back then.
Uh-huh.
Because like I was the kid that I'm willing to try new things without any fear. Could be my parents' support. They were and they are so support in everything I do, and they will always say yes to everything that I want to try, as long as it's the right thing to do.
Absolutely, yeah. And you've done like a bunch of different things. Like, for example, of course, like, well, squash is a huge thing, which of course you've gone on to, well, a high level as well, with, of course, titles in the Women's Singles 2023, if I'm not wrong, and also at the US Junior Open Squash Championships, like in 2019 as well. I'm sure that there must have been like, a whole lot of discipline to also go along with trying like many of these things. So I guess, what is it that maybe motivates you to kind of like, go ahead and try like different things? Just because you have access to the entire world, it doesn't necessarily mean that you will go out there and try, because like, another alternative would be laziness, complete.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But I would say the biggest or the main motivation is my competitive nature.
Competitive nature.
Yeah. Like I like to win.
I see.
Yeah, like since young I am very goals and achievement oriented. So I kind of enjoy the rewarding feelings. When I first encounter the passion in squash, so like I really love playing squash and I really love
I see.
enjoy playing squash, and I enjoy winning as well.
And
So every time I got this one goal in mind, I would put
Conquer the
100% or 200% to make sure I would get it.
whoa. Maybe you should have said yes when the Harvard coach approached you. Let's conquer the universe.
But that was back to that recruitment process. I a few coaches contacted me after I won that title.
I see.
So, but like actually, there's rules that the coach can only approach the player after 11th grade. I was kind of in 11th grade because that was end of my form 4. Our timeline and the US timeline, the education system are totally different, right?
Yeah, not the same.
So yeah, and so much so COVID.
I see.
And like,
all right.
Yeah.
Actually, well, this is something that I'm relatively unfamiliar with. So maybe could you explain how squash recruitment works, maybe like for the audience as well?
Yeah, for my case is I promoted myself through that tournament so that coaches could spot on me. But other common path will be those kids in the States, they will participate in summer camps hosted by the coaches. Not just Ivy Leagues, but mostly Ivy Leagues. They will try to expose themselves to the coaches, and the best way is to participate their summer camp.
I see.
So through summer camp, the coaches would know you. And as I said, the timeline is 1st October of your 11th grade. That's what's stated on college squash. And after that, you could actually officially email the coaches that, oh yeah, I'm interested in how, and then this is my achievements, and then just briefly tell about your background. You can schedule a Zoom call meeting with them, get to know them more and let them to know about you. And then after that, as a recruit, we have to commit in our 12th grade. And we have to apply through early decision. We can only apply to one school. So it's kind of the trust that you create between you and the coach.
I see. Interesting.
So yeah, it's unlisted rule that you cannot commit to other school. You can only verbal commit to one school. That's how you gain your trust.
I see. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Before I kind of go into that question right there of like early decision, which is tremendously interesting. Thank you for raising that. I guess my question would then be, at what point did you know that maybe, well, going to an Ivy League school was a desirable pathway for you, and also something that maybe you could pursue through squash? Was it something that you had known about before, or was it kind of like something that happened through a series of serendipitous accidents?
I would say happened through several incidents that happened after I won that title.
Oh,
As I mentioned, I'm really a mad squash lover. So
okay.
I have this dream to be world-class athlete, world-class player, but
Mm.
as I grow up, study more, exposed to different, and then I meet different kind of people. I broaden my vision to not just in squash community, but I know that there's so many things else for me other than just squash.
Mm.
I'm really grateful that I got exposed to this college squash community, and the coaches were interested in me. And also I mentioned there were some seniors at Yale. They helped me a lot and encouraged me to know my value and how my addition will be so much more to the team.
I see.
So yeah.
Incredible.
And another thing to add on is actually the Yale head coach is a Malaysian.
Is that right?
Lin Leong.
Oh,
She
wow.
was Nicole
Okay.
David driver back then in juniors.
Wow. Okay, revelations.
Yeah. I really look up to her after
Mm.
after a few Zoom call meeting with her. Like she told me and how she values my ability and how my addition would be so great to the team. So I've been through this recruitment process. I would say like 4 years. She will always be there for me.
Wow.
She encourages me. I mean, now still she will still ask about my the professional events, how does it go, like how my squash is now, and how my life, like just
Wow.
not in squash, like she.
That's great. Yeah. It's like there's a whole like warm, welcoming hashtag Malaysian community basically when you eventually go over as well.
I mean, she is one of the coaches that really care about players. I think one of the biggest factor that I got into my dream school Yale is also from her unwavering support. Yeah.
Amazing. Cool. Okay then. So let's now talk about how you got towards your dream then. So you mentioned essentially that you decided to go early decision basically when you applied to Yale at that time. What made you so sure that this was the right choice amongst like all of the other possible choices that you could have potentially gotten at that time?
So I did a lot of research about the Ivy School. So Yale struck me the most when I first know that I'm so into Yale was the first unofficial visit during 2019. Yeah, guided by my senior there. And then I really love the school vibrant atmosphere. And other than that, Yale encouraged the spirit of and not all. You know what I mean? Like athlete and musician, traditional and modernity, but not all. I mean, Yale is famous for liberal arts, but at the same time also a research school. So like you can explore many different kind of things. Apart from that, also like Yale accept different backgrounds, not only share similar passion, but they also enrich differences. Like they kind of accept different kind and different backgrounds of individuals, but they are all geniuses, diligently striving for success in many other fields, not just academic pursuit.
Absolutely. Wow.
The community itself, it's what impressed me the most, and yeah.
Wow, that was a very insightful thing that you said right there. I think that's something for me to reflect upon as well, and not or.
Yeah, because
Thank you for that. I can't believe it's actually your first interview. You were so worried that it was going to be your first interview, but then you dropped this bombshell right here. What is this?
Because the spirit, like I first encountered, from where? Guys, SPM student out there, read your sejarah book.
Okay.
My first, the philosopher Plato.
Yeah.
I it's one chapter that you have to read about all those people, like they could be a doctor, they could be a writer, they could be a teacher. Back then I was like, how did these people that can do so many things at the same time? And then when I do my research to get know more about Yale, so I was like, wow, Yale actually encouraged this spirit. So
Mm.
like this is something that I want. By the time I know, okay, this community fit me the best.
I see. Wonderful. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Since you said that you applied early decision, I guess, well, did that mean that you had to go through like the common app process as
Yep,
well?
yep.
You did. Okay.
I went through all the
Mm.
process application as
I
a
see.
regular student as well.
I see. So like it's basically the coach basically kind of like taps you after a tournament, and then after that then says, okay, so we are very interested in you, and then you apply early decision on the basis of that verbal understanding, so to speak.
Yeah, but
So that's how
through
it
the
works.
years, like I have to maintain my grades because
Ah,
my
I see.
grades were consistently sent to the athletic department to kind
I
of
see.
track me
Mm,
whether I'm on the right track for them.
I see.
Not
So
just for Yale, like every other school.
I see. Cool. And you were definitely no academic slouch as well. Like you got two A stars and then also one A as well. So like applause to you for that achievement.
Quite decent result, not as compared to other applicants that he has interviewed. You know,
Mm.
they are all 4 A star. Not I'm not that kind of.
I mean, like, honestly, like, you'd be surprised actually, because like, I had a senior actually who very specifically, right? So I'll just like mention like senior A or something. So she would actually freeze up during exams, right? And then she just wouldn't do well in the exams. But when she actually got to uni, then she ended up excelling. Like she really found her like true environment, right there. So yeah, I mean,
There's one quote that I always hold on to is when there's will, there will be paths. Don't limit yourself to one predefined path. When you are certain with your goal, there's so many different routes that you could actually go in order to reach that destination that you want. There's no one way or one predefined path for everyone.
I see. Incredible. Okay, cool. Will you maybe like tell me a little bit about what you chose to write about? I guess like when you wrote your Yale essays, do you remember?
Oh, that was years ago, but
I'll give you like a bit of a refresher right here.
I think I wrote about myself and my parents. So I think I wrote about how supportive my parents were, as in I was not the kind of kid that will always obey to them.
Sorry, pa. Sorry, ma.
But they so much so that you know, who am I today? It's from their cares and love.
I see.
You know, their countless support that make me achieve everything that I have in life.
Ah, wow.
Yeah, so I think I wrote about you know, like traditional Asian parents, typically Chinese, they will still care about results, right? Results and grades. So there was once, I think in primary school, I rank dropped by a few, and then I was so disappointed on myself. But like when I handed the report card to my mom, she didn't expect this reaction from her, where she said, "Wow, look at your science and math, got improved so much." Like see, look at the compliment the teachers gave you. Like instead of focusing on the rank or the overall grades, she actually specifically look at every subject. You know, I think I always put too much pressure on myself. That's what my mom always told me. So yeah.
I see. Wow. Okay.
I mean, that's one of the story that I could bring up to the people out there where my parents are not typical Asian parents, that when I, you know, when they raised me.
Yeah, wow. It sounds like they were preparing you for that holistic and not all environment right there as well.
True, I will take that. I will take that.
Maybe it was destiny. Who knows? Thank you for sharing that. Before we go into, I guess, like the short answer questions, I guess, can I ask, what are some of the things that you're interested in studying at this point in time, even as you go on to Yale? I'm guessing that you will definitely be playing squash for Yale, right?
Yeah, I'm in the team, the varsity team.
I see.
I have to play.
You have to play. Is it an option for you to just be all like, oh, I'm sorry, like, no, squash is boring. I prefer to like sit on my couch and eat potato chips
I
today.
don't think they would actually come up from my mouth. That's impossible. That's not gonna happen. The athlete role of mine, I actually love study. I was always a science student. I took up science stream when I was from 4, so I was in STEM path in my SPM. So for my A level, I took physics, chem, and maths. I dropped bio. So that, you know, just to cater both my squash and study in that, I would say, hustle years.
Okay,
A-level was incredibly hard and difficult. So yeah, at the same time, I have to maintain, my squash results and everything. So yeah, so I chose to just for 3 subjects. For me is enough. I'm now more inclined to healthcare. My intended major at Yale will be biomedical engineering, where I can explore my interest in helping people. I always have this aspiration in mind where I want to contribute back to the community. I want to be somebody that could make a better world in the future. I hope so. Here, during the application, it asks the student for three majors that we are interested in. So my second one is statistics and data analysis, SNDS. Also one of the popular major at Yale. So yeah, for that case, I also, if I eventually take up my second intended major, I would also do something more into biostatistics, where I can do things related back to healthcare.
I see. Cool. Interesting. I have so many questions about transhumanism and like extending like human lifespan upon the world, but okay, maybe, but cool. Thank you for that. When you were answering your short answer questions, then do you feel that what you wrote all those years ago was kind of similar to, I guess, like your current frame of mind? Because Yale does say students at Yale have time to explore their academic interests before committing to one or more major fields of study. So some change their academic direction or change their minds entirely. So do you feel that what you said at the time accords with how you feel about your direction on the world now?
Through this gap year, I actually know I understand myself more. Healthcare for nowadays is not only for physical but mentally also. They so much so that in recent years, around the world they emphasize about mental health and well-being. So I also care about the mental health of people around me. So that's kind of a new direction that I explore throughout the gap year.
Mental health, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Students, the mental health, the support they needed will be different, while athlete will be different. But when you combine two roles together, I mean, some of those out there could handle it well, but actually there are people who also struggle with it. So yeah, I think in the future the healthcare system itself, it's still good to invent more, combat the disease that we haven't. But also I think mental health wise could be another path to really explore deeply in the future.
Amazing, cool. Well, thank you for that. And also, I guess part of the reason that I decided to kind of pursue the questions this way by first talking about, I guess, how you view the world now and also your academic interests is because I know that, a person can change during a gap year as well. And I personally also, took a gap year as well. And so sometimes, the things that we expressed when we were younger, right? If we look at our old Facebook posts, for example, then we can think, oh my gosh, so cringe. Why did I say that? That sort of thing. There is essentially another question that you've got right there, which says something like a topic or idea that excites you. Would it still be mental health or would it be just something else?
Probably it would be education.
Education?
So I came from government school in primary school, secondary school.
Oh.
Not until I joined Sunway A-level. It's kind of, but
wow, pissed off. Yes, government school represent.
Yeah. learn your Malay, guys. Please, be a proud Malaysian.
Adakah kami patut buatkan temu ramah ini dalam bahasa Melayu sekarang? Kalau nak, kita boleh.
Okay, Angie.
Angie, cut.
With the recruitment process, I was exposed to so many different kinds of education where my teammates, I also communicated with my teammates, with not just in the States, but they are from Hong Kong, Singapore, even Mexico. If I were given a chance, I would make a better education system for our next generation.
Wow.
I mean, I wouldn't be, you know, the very top boss, I would say, in like conducting all these events, but I wish to be part of the team or part of the community that actually contribute back to, you know, creating a better and effective education system for our next young ones.
Amazing. Wow, thank you for that.
I remember one short question about if you were to teach a class at Yale, what would it be? My question, it was a short one, but breaking up with perfectionists. You know, these days people tends to be
Professionist?
perfectionist.
I see.
Yeah. People tends to be perfect at everything in shape, and then like they are ashamed or embarrassed by their imperfections. But what I want to bring out is that imperfection or failure are not the things that will actually affect the journey of chasing your dreams. So, you know, you have to embrace your flaws rather than just, you know, I have to be this, you know, like flawless journey in order to achieve my dream. It's not that. Yeah.
Amazing. Wow. It's almost like what we talked about in the elevator. Okay. Shocking. Great, thank you. I appreciate that. Are there any like specific classes or like things that you particularly want to take at this point in time right there?
I'm aware that Yale offers a lot of resources for the students there, and particularly I'm very, very interested in the Yale summer session where students get to study abroad. You know, like
holiday.
We have hashtag holiday while studying.
Girl's gonna go on vacation right there.
So like
$1 million endowment. Whoa. Okay, yes. Sorry, you're saying?
There's distributional requirements for every student to in order to graduate. There's like, you know, like social science, QR, the quantitative reasoning, or any others like language or humanities, all that. So study abroad is one of the opportunity for the student to explore. I think mainly in language that you can learn a new language in that country actually.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah. So like if you are into, you know, Korean, Italian, that you can actually apply to one of the universities in that country and start your language learning journey.
Oh, okay.
But for me, I think I want to take out in like humanities in other countries.
Do you have like a specific country in mind?
Probably the first country I wish.
The first country, she's like the first country. It's not even just like the country. It's the first country.
Would be the UK probably.
It's interesting. What is it about the UK that leads you to, I guess, want to study there? Because I noticed that you mentioned, right, specifically humanities. So then, like, humanities is distinct from, like, say, language. Of course, like, you know, your language proficiency is high. Shout out to Cambridge English. But so, I mean, yeah, so, like, why the UK?
Because I actually had a few junior tournaments back in the UK. So I kind of, you know, have the want to get back to
the UK. Oh, I see.
those memories in the UK, because it's quite costly for us Malaysian to travel, and for me, I only get to travel by tournaments. I really go out for vacation or holiday.
I see.
So yeah, I hope to take up this opportunity to actually explore any other country, but especially my first country that I wish to you know, like study abroad would be UK.
Wow, amazing. Okay, cool. And that's actually a good choice as well, because like if you were to go from the UK, then you could like take a train, maybe, or like a short flight essentially over to like the rest of Europe, and then from there, then you just go like.
And I also have a lot of friends like studying in the UK, so
okay. Oh, amazing. Cool.
It's a great spot for my first study abroad, but I can actually have connection there, you know.
Wow.
I have friends there, you actually.
Oh my gosh. First country, the UK. You have like the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, eighth, ninth, 10. Can you even do 10
I
study
only
abroad?
have 4 summers.
You only have-
I mean 4 summers at year. Don't get me wrong, guys.
Okay.
I also into the research at Yale, where
Mm.
undergrad actually get involved research with the graduate or the
Mm.
professor.
Mhm.
If you are actually get promoted by
Mm.
someone from the graduate school, I guess, because I read up there's the first year, forget the name of the program, something involved the freshman student
Mm.
into those research.
Mm.
Yeah, and other than that, I would also like to explore my internship,
Mm.
over there, or
Mm.
yeah, just to immerse more in the
Mm.
campus life for myself
Ah,
as
okay.
my time
Fascinating.
over there. Yeah,
Cool. Thank you for that. Mm.
because there's too many things to explore. Like
Mm.
I don't think I could even finish
Mm.
my checklist at Yale in those 4 years. I wish to, but like I already list out a lot of things to do at Yale. So the summer session is the main thing I want to do.
It's one of the things that you're going to do at Yale. Join a secret society.
Shout out to members out there.
Shout out to the members out there. Um, so
Um,
actually, we are like secret society. We are like, yeah,
Yeah, I have heard of the secret society.
we're a hood. I don't think it's big enough for
But
hood,
I don't know how they actually joined that secret society. Like how they send an invitation to you and then everybody will know. Or there's any contract to sign among them, among the members that can you tell us? I don't know. But I would love to explore. Please invite me into the
At least you're open about
that
it.
society.
Wow. All right. Uh, we had this interview. It was a positive interaction. Remember me when you eventually join the secret society. Please employ me for $500,000 a year for 3 weeks of work a week and 15 hours a week. Please, thank you. Whoa.
That's too much. That's too much.
You never know. You never know. But since it is like a Malaysian interview, I quote Justin Bieber, but in Malay. Bak kata pepatah Justin Bieber, never say never.
I was like, what? What?
One of my favorite other quotes is also Bak kata pepatah Kari Jamaluddin, IQ seperti lobang. Since I guess, well, you're headed to Yale, how do you feel that like your life has changed really ever since getting into Yale?
Mm,
Because it's not a really common thing, right? Like you basically,
No.
it's not very common. I think
No.
it's like you have like 1 or 2 a year usually. This year we have 3, so like it's a thing. But like
Actually, last year was the highest
really
rate in Malaysia. We have 5.
5? Wow. Okay.
I can list out. Guyan, May, Ruby,
Mm.
Ian, me.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Yeah, and then I actually one Eric from KY,
Mhm.
but he chose Cambridge or Oxford.
Oxford, I think.
Yeah, Oxford.
Yeah, correct. He
So
got to
actually
Harvard as well.
6.
So like it's not a like Harvard Yale relation thing. It's not like he just loved the UK, but he's also studying to be a doctor. So like that's a different.
Yeah, definitely. So there was 6 of us last year. So according to Julian, I think
Oh, Julian, right?
Yeah.
Like of OSK, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, he also connected us with the admits, among the admits. So so I got the statistic from him that last year was the highest rate in Malaysia.
I see. Okay.
So back to the question, what's the question? Oh, change my life, right? So, I got dragged.
Okay. Yes.
I think was not much, as in I'm quite a low key person, so
I
I
see.
don't really, expose myself or my this acceptance to everybody. Like if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, so I just continue, committing in my squash career as before. This last month, in Malaysia, I just want to compete more in the professional events. So actually, I also did not mention it to you. I actually rested for like almost 5 months due to
Wow.
injury.
Ah, wow. Okay.
So yeah, so this I just started to train like in April, so we're just back on
Ah,
court.
I see. Wow.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, like you'll be like out there just like conquering those like Harvard people right there. Ishan Shah. It will be like basically like, you know, Harvard Yale game, except like basically, yeah, like it's squash. And we're actually at Sunway right now, which is like, oh wow, it's his school.
Also my school.
It's your school. Oh my gosh, wow. Hashtag
But
rivalry.
we were in different programs.
Ah, I see, I see. Cool, 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 cool.
But we knew each other since like very young, like at the age of 10, 11.
Ah, wow, okay.
Yeah.
And that's like, and that just like continue onwards, I guess. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's from Penang, I'm from Kedah.
Wow, so like basically super nearby.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I don't actually travel a lot to Penang.
Ah, I see, I see. Okay. Amazing. Cool, cool, cool. I guess you and like some of the other Yaleys as well. Well, have you, I guess, like interacted much with some of the other people who will be, well, graduating Yale in the class of 2028? I know that you got admitted like basically last year, but then like I think this year it's yourself, and then basically there is Wei Lun and also Matthew. Like, have you guys like had a chance to?
Yeah, we met each other a few weeks ago.
Mhm.
Like the Yale alumni hosted a dinner where connect, you know, in order to connect us and to get to know more about each other.
Ah, I see, I see. Cool, 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 cool.
Other than, you know, the Malaysian, I also, you know, as a squash recruit, we have our own group of this class of 2028.
Mm.
So yeah, so I know the other of my teammates out there.
Wow.
this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Cool. Huh. So like lots of other like squash interactions right there. Cool, cool, cool. I guess like what is your vibe of like the class of 2028 so far? Do you have like any impressions of like personalities, like what it's like to talk to them, that sort of thing?
I would say, I haven't gotten quite much interaction with them yet, but I really look forward to, you know, getting to know them more and through, you know, interaction. And we actually plan to set up a Zoom call with my own teammates, the girls, in
I
like
see.
in this month, so that we could actually talk.
Plot how to take over the world and get to skulls and bones and then take over the world again.
Actually discuss how to beat Harvard the next season.
Amazing. Okay, I guess are there any unexpected things that you are looking forward to at Yale, or like any like specific kinds of aspirations that you hope to not to say achieve, but like rather like things that you hope to encounter when you're at Yale?
Well, definitely to, you know, I'm playing for Yale, obviously, and I really hope to, you know, achieve more and win more for Yale. For my education or personal journey at Yale, I would say Yale really offers a lot of resources and different kind of communities at Yale that I could actually, you know, join and expose myself to these different backgrounds of individuals. You know, like when I think of I would be surrounded by all these, you know, intellectually stimulating individuals. It's just
a universe of Matthews. Couldn't resist.
That's one Wei Lun. Yeah, I mean, I could call them, you know, like those individuals just like unbelievable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Hashtag iron sharpens iron. Okay, amazing. Cool. Are you already looking at like certain things like beyond Yale, like basically like career or otherwise, or I guess like right now you just kind of more focused on like the immediate experience of like going in and then like
I would say I would more concentrate in the campus life.
Wow.
Because Yale is really a community to be explored by students.
Amazing. Wow. So many things to explore for sure. Okay, great. And thank you so much for your time so far. And as we kind of move towards the close of this conversation, I guess what advice would you have for the next generation in some ways? Because I know that you care about education amongst like other things, and of course like this is a channel that's dedicated in many ways to the next generation, and also to passing down lessons, legacies, and various other things of that nature. So,
Yeah.
what would you advise the next generation?
As for those out there, as I mentioned, I have a competitive nature that I always want to win, you know.
Mhm.
And like once actually I lost in the journey of winning.
Mm.
Like there was one time I don't actually enjoy play squash.
Mm.
And I don't actually enjoy learning or study. I think I was too concentrated in in getting result, in getting achievement that could be seen by everyone, including myself.
Mm.
So for those individuals out there who share a same or similar mindset of mine, I would say that this is one quote or piece of advice that I always hold on to.
Mm-hmm.
Climb the mountain for you to see the world instead of for the world to see you. It's like you
Wow.
achieve anything or any goals that you have achieved or the experience you have gained is all owned by yourself. It's not for the world to actually compliment how good you are.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the inner self, the satisfaction that or the fulfillment that you give to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. I mean, it's not wrong to eagerly want to prove yourself to others, but at the same time, I think it's more important to care about your well-being and also the ultimate fulfillment that those rewards or achievement that give to you.
Wow,
Yeah.
amazing, cool. Thank you so much
That's
for
my
that.
point of view so far.
I
Yeah.
see, amazing, wonderful. I guess so. As we come to the end of this interview, like, are there any thoughts, ideas, projects, or things that you want to share with the audience at large as you kind of venture out into your hashtag new journey?
I thought that would be my ending really like.
There was no opera lady
I
singing
would
there,
say-
but
I would say like for me, I always believe in myself and always dream big. I start like for example, just like play squash for a few years. I already think that could I be a world class athlete the next 10 years or what? I mean, it's not wrong to dream big. It's not wrong that when you are only as for SPM background or any IGCSE or what in your early I think middle school or I don't know what they are called or like form 1 form 2, it's not wrong that you certain your SPM result as your goal. or like form 1 form 2 you already know that I want to go to US, I want to go to UK. It's not wrong at all as who you are or where you are right now to dream big. Don't limit yourself and
amazing.
limit yourself. Yeah.
Okay, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, Heng Wai Wong, Pathways. Thank you so much for this interview.
Thanks for having me too.
Thank you. Yeah. Amazing. Thank you.